Yo guys, this is an introduction to day 105 of the series of making a game, and I want to bring some changes to the format of my videos going forward. First off, on the review clips of the yesterday's accomplishments using on my style videos before, I noticed that most of you guys find it boring still, so here are the changes for it. The content will consist of words still, but the evidence will now show a video playing, so it is easier to watch. I have done this only now because I am just using a PowerPoint 2010 till recently, so I can't really have videos playing on the screen on the PowerPoint for the review, and I just recently figured out I could use PowerPoint 2021 version and it supports video format. So yeah, that is one change down. And another change I want to mention is that the time-lapse footage take per day will not just be doubled, but it will be double or quadruple, from 2 hours of footage per day to take to 8 hours of footage take per day. And if we do the math, what normally takes us a week of progress will now take just 2 days. So from this point on, so expect some changes, updates from the series daily. And I did this because I went on a little research on how much hours actually it would take to develop a game, and I find it hard to believe that it would take 2000 hours at least. If we do the math, it would take us 1000 days to finish the series, and I really want to finish the game too. So this is why this 8-hour footage take per day is necessary change for us. And another option for me is stepping up, but as long as I'm working on this project game solo, doing 8 hours of work per day is definitely necessary. So yeah, that will be the big changes, and yeah, pretty exciting, right? We are on the day 99 mark, and with that said, let us get into the day 99 of making a game. Alright guys, today is day 99 of making a game, and as a reminder, from now on, we are doing quadruple the amount of footage taken per day. And as you guys can see on the screen, it is super time-lapse now shown. And as usual, let us start the day by reviewing yesterday's accomplishments. So without further ado, let us get into it. So here's a clip of Michael talking about it. So guys, before we review this, it is best if I said what we did first yesterday. So basically what we did is finish the walking animation of our game character, as well as try to figure out how to switch animations to animate another actions of our game character. So with that in mind, let us start. So as usual, I brought along a clip of our character finally walking. So for the walking animation, as you guys can see on the clip, it is kind of feels like it's finally walking, right? So I think it is safe to assume that we did a good job at implementing the walking animation. Like, imagine this, like this is day 2 of me actually tinkering with the animation stuff. And I also want to say that it really feels great seeing our game character come to life and not just T-posing all the time, you know. And yeah, what an achievement, alright. Like, damn, 5 days ago we are just doing retopology and setting up the controls for the rig for it, you know, and we can just assume that character is all that it is. It's alive and not just T-pose all the time like a statue. So yeah, what an achievement, alright. And yeah guys, that is all the review, and with that said and nothing else left to say, let us get back into you, Michael. And with yesterday's accomplishments reviewed, let us finally start the day. So let me put the main objective on top of the screen as usual, and I want to say it is kind of exciting, right? We are 1 day away from day 100, and another exciting fact is that we have super time lapse now, which means we are doing weeks of progress in just 2 days. And sorry guys for not doing this from the beginning. I just recently realized the game progress is still too slow, and I went on a little research because of it. And if we keep doing with the old pacing, it would take us 1000 days as predictions to finish the game. And so that's why the change is necessary. So yeah, sorry for the late realization, and let us get back on track to and state what we did for today. And so basically, as you guys can see on the main objective is finish another animations, which are girls sitting down, reading, standing up, and raising a hand, and also sculpted and retopologized body of the male character, plus sculpted the eyelid and the hair, which still unfinished. And yeah guys, that is all what I did for today. And yeah, it is a lot, right? And it might cause me to burn out. I hope not. And with that said, see you guys tomorrow. Alright guys, today is the day we've been waiting for, which is day 100 of making a game. And to celebrate this milestone, I was going to ask you guys to join in the project that I have proven that I am serious about this project. And so, I'm asking yourself, do you want to help me build this project game of mine faster? And if so, comment it below and I will respond to you. And if you don't have the skills, you can still help me but with just commenting if you know someone who could help me instead. And before we state the conditions for joining the project, let us start the day first with a review of yesterday's accomplishments as usual. So here's a clip of Michael talking about it. So guys, before we review this, let me first state what we did yesterday first. So basically, here is the list of what we have done. First, they finished the another animations, which are the girl sitting down, reading, standing up, raising a hand, and also sculpted and retopologized the body of the male character, plus the eyelid of the hair. And the hair, it's still unfinished. And with that in mind, let us start with the overall review. So as promised, here are the evidences of the work, and it is now all videos, as you guys can see. And the multiple 360 shots. And animation, we are done a lot of now, so I think it is safe to assume that we did a good job at yesterday's work. Like, if we look at each clip one by one, and yeah guys, I'm proud of it myself. And yeah guys, that is all for the review, and it is a lot because of the multiplayer we just done recently. And with that and nothing else left to say, let us get back into you, Michael. And with yesterday's accomplishments reviewed, let us finally start today. So as usual, let us put the main objective above the screen, and now here are the conditions for joining my project. So first off, I don't have the money to pay you guys right now because I'm still broke, and the best I could do for you now is just credit you guys for helping me. And second is, what I will need is the roles. First, a 3D modeler, most importantly is a voice actor. The second thing I want is the voice actors, because I can't do anime voices. Also music designers if possible, and yeah, that is the role I needed right now. And yeah guys, that is the conditions for joining me. And let us get back on track on what we did for today. So as you guys can see on the main objective, so basically what I did is finish the male hairstyle and also retopologize it, and as well as started sculpting. And I will remind you guys once again, if we do this with the last week pacing of day-to-day progress, we would just have stopped in the middle of retopologizing the hairstyle, and it would take us probably 3 days of progress. And yeah, with that quadruple multiplier we just done this week of the footage taken, and from now on we finish it in just a day. And yeah guys, that is all I will say about it. And can't believe we did 100 days already, right? Time really does fly, so huh. And with that said, see you guys tomorrow. Guys, today is day 101 of making a game, and as usual, let us start the day by reviewing yesterday's accomplishments. And without further ado, let us get into it. So here's a clip of Michael talking about it. So guys, as teaser for the clip, let us start the review by first stating what we did yesterday first. So here is the list. First, we finished the sculpting the male hairstyle. Second is also retopologize it. Third is finish the sculpting the top uniform. And lastly, started to also retopologizing it. And with that in mind, let us start the review. So as usual, here is the evidences as 360 video shots, and let us do them one by one. So for the finished sculpted hairstyle, as we can see on the 360 shot, it is an improvement for the sculpting of the hair with the second top layer added, and actually try to put effort into sculpting. So I think we did a good job at it as usual. Moving on for the retopologized version, as we can see it on the 360 version, the value of the edge flow shown on the clip is made to optimize the polygon count. So I also think we did a good job at it. And for the finished male top uniform, as we can see on the 360 shot, again, the design is fairly simple, but I think looks good enough. So I think we did a good job at it also. And lastly, for the finished retopologized version of it, as we can see on the clip, while it is still unfinished, but as long as the polygon count and edge flow is optimized, just as shown on the clip, I think we also did a good job at it. And yeah guys, that is all what I did for yesterday, and that is the review. And with that in mind and nothing else left to say, let us get back into you, Michael. And with the yesterday's accomplishments reviewed, let us finally start the day. So as usual, let me put the main objective on top of the screen real quick. And I want to say that the recruitment for joining the project is still available. So to repeat, the conditions are, I can't pay you guys just yet because I'm still broke. Instead, all I can do is just credit you guys for the work. And the roles I needed is a 3D modeler, an animator, a voice actors, and a sound designer. And yeah, that is all I need. So if you want to join in this crazy project of mine, you can just comment it in the comment section so I will know. And with that in mind, let us get back on track for what we did for today. So as you probably seen on the main objective, we did a lot again due to the quadruple multiplier we did last week, and we did finish the retopologizing the top uniform of our game character, and also sculpted the bottom uniform, and also retopologized it, and also sculpted the shoes, and also retopologized it as well. And lastly, learning the baking of the high textures to the retopologized versions. And yeah guys, that is all what I did for today. And with that said, see you guys tomorrow. Alright guys, today is day 102 of making a game, and I have a proposition to make for you guys. But before that, let us first start the day by reviewing yesterday's accomplishments. So without further ado, let us get into it. So here's a clip of Michael talking about it. So guys, before we review this, let me first state what the yesterday's work. So basically, here is the list. First, we finished the retopologizing the top uniform of the character. Second is sculpted the bottom uniform of the character. Third is retopologize it. Fourth, it's sculpted the shoes, and fifth, retopologize it as well. And lastly, learn the baking of high textures to the retopologized versions of them. And with that in mind, let us start the review. So as usual, here are the video evidences, and let us do them one by one. For the finished retopologized version of the top uniform, as we can see on the clip, the polygon count is optimized as well as the edge flow is organized. So I think it is safe to assume that we did a good job at it again. And for the sculpted of the bottom uniform of the pants, as we can see, it is fairly simple design, but I think it is also good enough for now. So I think it is a good job as well. For the retopologized version of it, as we can see on the clip, it is the polygon count and the edge flow is organized. So I think it is safe to assume once again we did also a good job for it. And for the sculpted shoes of the male character, as we can see on the clip, it is the same comment for me as the pants review as well as the retopologized version of them. So yeah guys, that is all what we did for that's the review. And with that in mind and nothing else left to say, let us get back into you, Michael. And with yesterday's accomplishments done, let us finally start the day. So as usual, let me put the main objective on top of the screen. And with that in mind, let us finally state what my proposition for you guys. So I was recently thinking about this. Basically, I have this problem about the voice actor thing, and I only have one voice. So voicing all of the characters on my game, that is pretty much impossible for me. So that is why I want you guys to fill that spot, the voice actors. And with that in mind, let us get back on track and state what we did for today. Basically, we bake all the high poly design to the retopologized version, so meaning the designs are still intact with the is now high quality to say the least, and also encounter a setback and have the work with the Rigify add-on from Blender from now on with the regeneration for it. The reason for this is because there is no way for me to animate the faces without using the add-ons, and the rest of the time lapse is just me learning the add-on by making it work with my custom rig already built and placing all the bones, etc, etc. And yeah guys, that is all we did for today. That is not a lot for 8 hours of footage, but it is definitely goddamn time consuming for me, I will tell you that. And yeah guys, that is all we did for today. See you guys tomorrow. Alright guys, today is day 103 of making a game, and I have to remind you guys that the recruitment is still available guys. But before we state again the conditions and roles, let us start the day first by reviewing yesterday's accomplishments. So without further ado, here's a clip of Michael talking about it. So guys, before we review this, let me first state what we did yesterday first. So here is the list as usual. First, we bake all the high poly design to their retopologized version. Second is learning the Rigify add-on because we have encountered a setback and have to work with the rig add-on from now on. Meaning the animations we did is gonna be repeated, and yeah, it fucking sucks, man. Alright, let us start the review. So as usual, here are the video evidences. I bring a before the baking and after baking to see the difference, and a 360 shot of the new rig bone supported by the Rigify add-on. So for the baking of all our high quality sculpts into the low retopologized version, as we can see on the before and after, there is a few change that pops, but it really just a little difference. But I still think it is safe to assume that we did good job at the baking part. And moving on, for the new rig bones, for animations, as we can see, the bones for the rig is now more complicated. I really can't say much about this stuff, but I will point out it's definitely changed. So I think it is safe to assume we did also a good job at this again. And yeah guys, that is all for the review, and with that said and nothing else left to say, let us get back into you, Michael. And with yesterday's accomplishments reviewed, let us finally start the day, and as usual, let me put the main objective on top of the screen, and let us get back to the recruitment. So the conditions is that I can't pay you right now because I'm still broke, so the best thing I could do for you guys is credit your work for it. And for the roles, I really need some of you guys to be voice actors. That is really top needed right now, followed by a 3D modeler, an animator, a sound designer, so if you want to join in this crazy project of mine I'm working on right now, comment it in the comment section so we could build the game faster. And with that said, let us get back to the topics of what we have done for today. And what we did is finish the Rigify add-on, learning the Rigify add-on, and set up new controls for the animations. Also adjusted the proportions of our character mesh, which are the body, top uniform, pants, and their retopologized version, because it looks like a Slenderman if we didn't do that. And I started new walking important animations using the new rig. And yeah guys, that is all what I did for today. And with that said, see you guys tomorrow. Alright guys, today is day 104 of making a game, and I remind you guys once again, the recruitment is still available. But before that, let us start the day by first reviewing yesterday's accomplishments. So without further ado, here's a clip of Michael talking about it. So guys, before we review this, let me first remind you guys once again what we did yesterday. So here is the list as usual. First, finish learning the Rigify add-on and set up new controls for the animations. Second is adjusted the proportions of our male character mesh, which are the body, top, pants, and their retopologized versions, because it looks like Slenderman if we didn't do that. And lastly, started the new walking important animations using the new rig. And with that in mind, let us start the review. So as usual, here are the video evidences of the 360 shot. So for the new controls for the rig, as we can see on the evidence on the 360 shot, it kind of looks complicated because it is, and the add-on didn't disappoint us. And because we made our custom rig work with the Rigify add-on, I think it is safe to assume we did a good job at this problem once again. So now for the adjusted body proportions, as we can see on the before and after, the before looks like Slenderman with long arms. So yeah, I think it is safe to also assume that we did a good job at this problem too. And lastly, for the new unfinished walking animation, as we can see on the video clip, it looks like it is just sliding, but I can't really say it is a walking cycle just yet. So I think we can still say we did a good job for it. And yeah guys, that is all for the review. And with that and nothing else left to say, let us get back into you, Michael. And with yesterday's accomplishments reviewed, let us finally start the day. And as usual, let me put the main objective on top of the screen. And I wanna repeat, the recruitment is still available. So here are the conditions for joining. I can't pay you guys because I'm still broke, and the best thing I could do is credit you guys on the channel for your work. And the roles I'm seeking is voice actors, that is top priority, 3D modeler, a sound designer, and yeah, that is about it. And if you want to join the project and make the game project build faster, just comment it below and I will also respond to you. And with that said, let us get back to the topic of what we did for today. And what we did is done some animations, which are walking animation and idle animation, fixed importing issues of the spaghetti hands in Unreal Engine 5, and finished the animation blueprint logic and started to fix proportion problems once again in the female mesh this time. And yeah guys, that is all what we did for today. And with that said, see you guys tomorrow. Alright guys, today is day 105 of making a game, and to repeat, you can still participate with the game project creation. But before we talk about that, let us start the day by reviewing yesterday's accomplishments. So without further ado, let us get into it. So here's a clip of Michael talking about it. So guys, before we review this, let me first remind you guys once again what we did yesterday. So here is the list as usual. First is done some animations, which are walking animation and idle animation. Second is fix importing the issues of the spaghetti hands in Unreal Engine 5. Third is finish the animation blueprint logics, and lastly started to fix the proportion problems once again in the female mesh with the Slenderman build to normal proportion. And with that in mind, let us start the review. So as usual, here are the video evidences and let us do them one by one. So for the animations, as we can see, both of the animations for walking and idle animations, both walking and idle animations are good enough. Moving on. So for the fix of the importing mesh, as you can see on the video, it is fixed now. And for the finish animations logic, blueprint animation logic, as we can also see on the video, it is working properly as intended, and the animations is blending between idle and walking. And lastly, for the fixed body proportions for the girl body character mesh, as we can see on the video clip, the before and after. The before looks like a Slenderman with super long arms and legs, and compare that to the after, the change, which looks more normal. So I think overall it is safe to assume that we did a good job for all of them. And yeah guys, that is all for the review. And with that said and nothing else left to say, let us get back into you, Michael. And with yesterday's accomplishments reviewed, let us finally start the day. So as usual, let me put the main objective on top of the screen, and let me guys remind you once again that the recruitment phase is still available, and the conditions for joining is that I can't pay you guys because I'm still broke. Instead, the best I could do for you guys is credit your guys' work. And if you wanna join the project and make this project game quality better and be built faster, just comment it below and I will respond to you. And with that in mind, let us get back on track for what we did for today. What we did is continue fixing proportions for the female character clothing mesh and redo some of the deleted animations last week. These are raising a hand, sitting, standing up, and fix importing problem with a schoolgirl mesh with the spaghetti hands once again. And lastly, started to do some EQS or environmental query system in Unreal Engine to improve the AI system. And yeah guys, that is all what we did for today. And with that said, see you guys tomorrow. Yeah guys, I have a clarification to make and I want to address this fact. First, this doesn't haunt me in the future. The day counter 105 of making a game doesn't equal to 105 times 8 or work or 850 hours of work. It is just a day counter of how long the series has been running, and instead of confusing this fact, let me calculate the total hours of work here. To reveal how much hours we have put in so far, instead of 850 hours assumption, here is the calculations. I have done 97 days of 2 hours of work. That is about 194 hours of work plus the 7 days of 8 hours work because we upgraded the pacing this week with a milestone. So that is 56 hours of work. So 194 hours plus 56 hours of work is about 250 hours of work developing a game. So to repeat, we didn't done 850 hours of work in the game and stall the progress. We just recently speed up the pacing. I just realized this week that our old pacing 2 hours per day is still too slow and I have a limited time to spare. So I apologize for the late realization guys, and I promise to never make the same mistake twice. And I also want to point out that the chances of burning out with the current pace of 8 hours of work per day is taking over, but that is the bet I'm willing to gamble just to finish the game faster and make the series a little bit more entertaining to watch. And I want to remind you guys that I'm still recruiting. The conditions are still the same, and I can't pay you guys because I'm still broke. Doesn't have the money to pay you guys, and the best thing I could do is credit your guys' work. That is all I could offer for now. And the roles I'm looking for is a 3D modeler, a voice actors, that is the top priority right now, and a sound designer, and that is all I need for now. And lastly, before we end the video, I want to thank all of you guys for watching my videos. It really motivates me to push myself further to continue uploading, and I really love you guys for that. And yeah, I promise that the promise is still on. I will do 8 hours of work from now on, even though the burnout risk is higher. That is a gamble I'm willing to make to finish the game faster. And yeah, with that said, see you guys tomorrow.